Hey guys, here we are. We're in the man den, the mess that is my garage, and we're going to be looking at this fantastic new tool that I'll show you in a minute. I'm trying to build up the KTM 500, which is just finished the valve service on. Kind of waited a bit too long, 200 hours. Supposed to check at 100. But you know, no problems with the bike, so I thought I'd just leave it, check them at 200s, and perfectly in spec. So now we're going to put it back together, but we're going to try and just use one tool. So now I'll show you over the bike, see what it looks like now. So valves were done, that's all checked. Basically put some stuff back together, but we've got a lot of body panels to put on. Fuel tank, just trying to sort out the handguards. Got to put the front wheel on. Obviously can't do that with the fantastic Engineered Enduro. Fantastic guys out of Canada who are basically come up with this amazing tool that you can use to, instead of carrying about 10 different tools. So I'm actually going to do a photo at the end to see what I'm going to lose from my tail pack for this super light but very cool handy trail tool. Even got my name engraved on it. Thanks guys. Going to be available on dualsporteurope.com. And yeah, we'll see how much of this we can put back together just with this. First up is going to be putting this handguard back on. Very bashed, used and abused. So what have we got here? Maybe like a 10mm that goes through the brake. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to try and do this one-handed. That'll be interesting. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take the 6 out. Put it back in. Look, it sounds crazy, but the magnets in here are absolutely brilliant. They really hold all the bits in place, so no more dropping them in the mud and looking for them when you're on a trail. So here we go. I'll pop this in the end. Can't really see because I've got the camera. There we go, simple as that. And no idea if it's aligned. Oh, it looks like it. That was lucky. Okay. Oh, maybe it's another line. So I'll come back to that in a sec. Okay, here we go. Just had to do some little work on this handguard. Got a pin that goes through, so this would be basically the same job as changing a clutch lever if you needed to. So we've got the tool, we've got a 8mm on it. Pop it in, job done. Need to be a bit careful here. See, it's got a little groove where you need to make sure that lines up, otherwise all that plastic's gonna go horribly wrong. There you go, in nice and straight. Job done. Give it a little tighten, tack tack. Yeah, tack, I reckon that's enough. And then we've got to tighten this up, which is a nice hex piece. So on the tool here, got a hex. What do we reckon that is? Probably that one. Let's have a look. No, I don't like that, too small. Let's try the next size up, which is in the tool. Hey, perfect. So all we're going to do, whip this piece out, just put it back in there for now, pop the Torx bit in. Everything, all the magnets are in place. I can give it a good old shake. Nothing's going anywhere. I'm not losing my tools all across a track somewhere, which is always a joy for those that have done it. There we go. I kind of need 2 hands for this, but let's see if I can try and make this work. All right. There we go. Job done. Super cool. And if I'm going to give it a bit of an extra tweak, I can turn the tool, just simply slot it into the end there, and then I've got a really nice bit that I can give it a good bit of extra leverage on. Fantastic. So yeah, so basically you ever need to change a clutch lever or even a brake lever on the trail, it's fantastic. Job done. And whilst I've got this out, the T45 piece in here. So the T45 piece, just seen, was super good for changing handguards, but actually, really important bolt that always comes undone is this one here, which attaches the subframe to the main frame. And so you've got your T45 all built in, ready to go. Then in the tool, there's a whole bunch of pieces, bits. And if we just go around the engine, have a quick look whilst we're here, we can pretty much, let's just see, yeah, T45 again, T45 again. This is the engine hangers. What have we got going on in here? Let's just have a look. That's going to be an 8mm, that's going to be an 8mm or a Torx. Trying to think what else there's going to be of interest that you might have to do on the trail. What have we got going on here? Yeah, so we've got some, these are the Öhlins cartridge inserts, TTX cartridge inserts, so you keep the original fork stanchions, and then you've got like a bleeder screw, and you've got the adjustment screws. Pretty much you don't undo a couple of these, and you only ever undo one of them, unless you really know what you're doing. What else do I need to change on the trail? Let me have a think. Probably going to occasionally check the bits on the tower. So let's see. Going to be about a 4mm Allen. Yeah, there you go. Is that 4mm? Oh, 3mm. So there you go. I can check my bolts there. I just simply, a bit awkward doing it one-handed, but I mean you can see how simple the tool is to use. I'm probably going to want that one to check the nav tower bolts. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's not what we want to do. I always do that on the trail and then lose them. There you go. Everything's good there. And of course, when we're finished with that, we're just simply going to slot it back in. Job done. Nothing's going anywhere. Absolutely love this tool. I mean, I like my Leatherman, but this is something very different. I'm trying to think what other little bolts we could undo that we would normally do on the trail. I mean, try to make sure everything's good before I go out. Oh, look, there you go. What we got under there? Let's have a look. There you go. What's that? 6, I guess. 6mm. We've got a 6mm bolt. Can undo that, no problem. Got loads of room. One of the really great things about this tool is we've got an extension bar. So buried in the side here is an extension bar. So if you ever need a little bit of extra room, you can pop it on the side. You can take the bit out the end, swap it over. If I can, just there you go. Oh, everything one-handed, so terrible camera and everything else. So let's say I'm doing up a Torx and I need a little bit of room. I mean, look at that. Now normally I would have a 1/4" drive and extend. In fact, let me have a look. What would I normally have? I'm in a bit of a pickle at the moment. But basically I've got rid of that. 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 And let me think what else. Oh yeah, don't need this one anymore. So that can go. I really like T-pieces, okay, because T-pieces you get, you know, you can kind of go in this way, you can go in that way, you can get a bit of leverage on it. But the great thing about this is I can go that way, or I can go, I mean, come on, there you go, I can go that way, and I'm more or less similar lengths on what I can go to. Maybe I'll see when I rebuild the bike. So this is what I normally keep in there. So for my seat, because I've got the seat concept seat and I've got the rear fuel tank, I need quite a long extension. So I keep a 10mm extended socket and a 10mm extension, but there's absolutely nothing, because what's included in the kit is a 1/4 inch, hex to 1/4 inch. So I can pop that in, then I can pop that on there, and hey presto, there's nothing I can't get to actually. So that's completely right. So all of that, it's gone. Okay. I'll see if I need to keep these, but that's TBC. I'll know once I've rebuilt the bike just exactly what I can get rid of. Fantastic. You know, they say in Giant Loop, go light, go fast, go far. I think this is one of those tools that enables you to do that. Oh yeah, I'm not going to need that anymore. So I normally keep this somewhere about me just for the Allen keys and the screws. So I don't think I'm going to need that, because I can just use that as a little hand tool, and if I need to tweak it, I've got this. So yeah, so that's going. Goodbye. Let me think what else. Now I normally keep all these sockets. I'll decide if I need some more sockets later on. These are spares. You know what? I'm saying goodbye to this. So this is another extension, another 1/4 inch drive kind of extension that I can use sometimes, but I think that's gonna go. The actual 1/4 inch ratchet. I mean, yeah, ratchets make work easy, but if you're out in the desert in somewhere like Tunisia and you know you just need to drop that into the sand once, and the ratchets are kind of basically useless. So I'm going to get rid of that. Wow, I mean, look at that. So all of that there, TBC, all of that there is basically going to be replaced with the DoubleTrak Tool, available on dualsporteurope.com. Well, that's going to make my life easier. So just an example why I always do a winter strip down. I mean, look, my bike's dirty, you know, I'm not the guy that's going to be there with snow foam cleaning it. I want to get on and ride it. You see, no matter how much I try and clean it, I've still got half of Tunisia in this bike. So doing my little strip down, I've got my track tool, and I noticed that both of these were completely loose. That one's split. Now I'm not going to replace these now, because I'm going to be riding this somewhere where I'm probably going to fall off, because I'm very good at that. But super interesting to see that actually these, and wow, they really come off. So got my Torx on the end of the track tool, and just simply enough, yeah, I'll replace that back panel, but maybe I'll do that before the Hellas Rally. I don't know, haven't decided yet. There we go. So job done. In fact, you know, if I wanted to, again, just going to swap this out. Put that there. I'm going to swap this out to this one. So there you go. I've just popped that in there. Put this one back so I don't lose it with these super magnets. Have I told you that I really like the magnets on this? It's the little things, right? Okay, so you see I can't actually get in there. No bother. I'm going to take out the extender. I'm going to take out the Torx. Bada boom. Bada bing. Hey presto. Life is good. And give those a nice little kind of tweak up. There you go. That should probably hold them. I haven't actually found much else that's loose. Oh yeah, now I'm in the garage, so I'm going to torque all of this up properly, but I just checked it on all the fork stanchions, all the fork bolts. You know, I can get everything to it via Torx or via socket, so I've got the choice of, you know, which one I want to do. That's the wrong size Torx, but you get the point. I can get everything that I'm going to need. Okay, still a load to do. Okay, one of the biggest, most annoying bolts to do is actually this one that holds the tank on, right down there in the middle. So here we are with the tool. We've got the extension bar and the socket. It's torque saw socket, but you know, I like to use a socket on this. And let's just have a look. There she goes. Doesn't have to be mega tight, but tight enough to hold it. Gets a lot of water and crap in there, so some anti-seize is not a bad idea in my opinion. Not sure if it's in the manual. You can read the manual. There's the manual. But yeah, job done. So that's great. Another one done. And then actually, whilst I'm here, you've got to put these ones back into here. Let's see if I can try and do this at the same time. Man, I don't know how all these YouTube socially people do this with the cameras. They must have some pretty posh kit. And there we go. Okay. Alright, I'm going to stop recording and actually do this properly. Okay, so that's interesting. Earlier on, let's put this down. I mentioned the extension bar and the longer 10mm. So the longer 10mm socket is actually going to stay, because what I found when I was trying to get the top of the plastics, side plastics, tank plastics, onto the rad, I didn't have enough room to turn the tool. I literally buy 5mm, but if I just pop that one on, then I'm all good. There you go. So far, one more thing, the final thing to try is the seat, but so far that's not going to go back in. That's not going to go back in, but that one probably is. Not bad. I mean, pretty much everything's almost back together now, just with the one tool, just with the DoubleTrak. You know what I like about this? I can hold it like that as well and turn things. Right, I think, as I mentioned at the beginning, one of the questions whether I would need an extension is for the rear seat bolt. I am running the Seat Concepts XL Ultra Comfort. This is mega, this seat. I mean, really kind of eye-wateringly expensive, but you know, you get what you pay for, right? So anyway, back to the DoubleTrak tool. The bolt, because I'm running the Alberto Dottore rear tank. So this is handmade in Italy by a guy called Alberto. Great bit of kit. It's fiberglass. He has been racing and building rally bikes, I think, I don't know. He's a legend. Check him out. Alberto Dottore. I think it's albertodottore.com. Does some absolutely beautiful bike builds. Fantastic rider. Really nice guy. Anyway, so because I've got the tank on and because I've got the Seat Concept seat, this bolt is just a bit of a pain, and I'm just going to finish doing it up. I think with the tool, yeah, there you go. I've got clearance just about on that tank there to get the bolt in and give it a tweak without any extras. Yeah, that's brilliant. Right, now I've got to try and get this out, which is difficult with it. Oh, that was easy. There you go. So great. I'm loving this every time I use it. Okay, all I've got to do is put the Raid Garage fairing back on, but that's pretty simple job. Just some Allen keys, hex keys, and job done. So basically, pretty much done and checked everything with the one tool. The only other thing I felt I needed was this. Is that it? 8mm, yeah. Yeah, 8mm. So is the a long 8mm socket, which I then used. If I do this, because with the tool comes the hex to 1/4 inch. Great. So I should put it straight back in so it doesn't get lost. So simply just that, and then the 1/4 inch drive 8mm onto that, which meant I could do the front plastic bolts up. It's no harm to have a little bit of extra length, so that's great. The only thing I did find as I was going around the bike, there wasn't a hex for the rear final drive sprocket, but you know what, I've never ever had to replace one kind of in the field, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm sure where there's a will there's a way, and you have to take a spanner for it anyway. An open-ended wrench, spanner, whatever you want to call it. Other than that, every other bolt, nut, Torx has been accessible using the DoubleTrak. Super cool. Really, really good. I mean, look, I know I'm selling them, but I'm also a biker as well. And what's really important is, you know, trying to go as light as possible. You know, I'm not one of these guys that's going to ride a 1290 off-road. I think my back would be destroyed in about 5 minutes. So everything I do, maybe from like hiking days or something, kayaking days or whatever, is to reduce the weight as much as possible. You know, as the guys from Giant Loop have always said, go light, go fast, go far. And you know, they're right, and I think anything that helps you do that is a good job. So I love this tool. Buy it, don't buy it. If it's of use to you, fantastic. If it's of no use to you, don't worry about it. But I am basically going to be dumping, I think, all of this that I carry. Probably overkill, right? I mean, I'm pretty obsessive about making sure that if I have a problem with the bike, I can get going again. And these are all the various sizes of hex and Torx and everything else that I need. The KTM kit, the ratchet drive. Actually, I've decided I don't need the extension, so that quarter inch drive extender is also going to go. So all of that I've got rid of basically for the DoubleTrak tool and just an extended 8mm socket. Now every bike's different. The CRF, you might need different extensions, different sockets. If you do need different sizes of hex, you can just buy these and just kind of get these from anywhere. Make sure they're good quality. Don't buy going cheap ones. It's just a false economy. And that's it. So all of that for that. And the only other thing I really need to try, but I think I already know my answer to this, is I keep a 13mm. So on the KTM here, to drain the oil, you've got two 13mm. You've got one here, which is the screen, and then you've got the drain. There is actually another one just under here, not ever the one right underneath, but the one just down the back there. Those three bolts, you've got your screens and your magnets and your drain. So if I basically, let's just double check this. If I take that and pop it into there, yeah, superb. Yeah, good stuff. And I guess with the extender on the side, because you know, you don't want to torque these too hard, but you do want to torque them, right? If I put that extender on there, yeah, no worries, I can get a good bit of leverage on there, so that's all good. It's because I've got that sump guard on there, which makes it a bit difficult. Fantastic. Oh yeah, sump guard. That's just another bolt, so that's fine. I'll do. Great. I'll get on with the last job, and that's it.